The chandeliers sparkled like 1,000 stars, and the air was thick with laughter, champagne bubbles, and the scent of expensive perfumes. At the heart of the luxury hotel party, the city's elite mingled in designer gowns and tuxedos, showing off wealth, power, and status. But in the midst of the glamour, a shocking moment shattered the perfect facade. A 60-year-old millionaire woman slipped on the polished marble floor, landing with a helpless thud. The crowd gasped, then erupted into cruel laughter. Glasses clinked, whispers spread, and even the bold white-faced twin couldn't help but smirk at the embarrassment. Yet, amidst the mockery, one figure moved differently. The black-faced twin, radiating kindness and compassion, rushed forward without hesitation, helping the fallen woman to her feet and offering water with gentle care. Little did anyone know, this single act of empathy would change everything. It would reveal hidden secrets, astonish the mischievous white-faced twin, and leave the entire room questioning who the real strength and grace belonged to. In this night of luxury and laughter, a simple choice of kindness was about to rewrite the rules of power, pride, and respect. The night air buzzed with a hum of expensive chatter and laughter as the city's elite gathered in the grand ballroom of the luxury hotel. Crystal chandeliers hung like constellations overhead, casting prismatic light on the guests below, each clad in designer gowns and tailored tuxedos. The scent of jasmine candles mingled with perfume, fine wine, and the soft undertone of wealth. It was a night that demanded attention, pride, and more importantly, appearances. Among the sea of elegance and pretense, the twins made their entrance. The black-faced sister, with her kind and gentle demeanor, walked with graceful poise that drew eyes, not out of arrogance, but because her presence carried warmth. Her white-faced twin, in contrast, strutted with an attitude that bordered on defiance, her mischievous smirk revealing a penchant for mockery, for finding amusement in the small chaos around her. They were a study in contrasts, one embodying empathy, the other audacious pride. As the twins mingled, their eyes scanned the room. The champagne flutes gleamed like little stars in everyone's hands. Laughter rang out, but underneath it was a silent competition of status, the subtle power games of wealth. The twins were here not only to enjoy the party, but to witness life's peculiar twists in a world of the ultra-rich. And then it happened. In the far corner, a 60-year-old millionaire woman, dressed in an emerald green designer gown, stepped forward to greet an acquaintance. Her heels clicked elegantly on the polished marble, echoing in the vast hall. She carried herself with the air of someone accustomed to command. But just as she reached the corner of the ballroom, the marble betrayed her. One foot slipped. The fall was sudden and dramatic. Gasps erupted across the room, followed by cruel laughter. Guests whispered behind hands, smirking, some even filming the mishap. Her designer gown fanned out awkwardly as she struggled to regain her balance. And for a moment, it seemed the room had forgotten any pretense of civility. The white-faced twins' lips curled into a mischievous smile. "Oh my God, did you see that?" she whispered to her sister, barely containing a laugh. She reveled in the embarrassment, her attitude flaring as she enjoyed the spectacle. The twins' contrast could not have been clearer. The black-faced sister, on the other hand, froze for only a heartbeat before acting. Without a second thought, she moved toward the fallen woman. Each step was deliberate, confident, yet gentle. She knelt, offering her hands to steady the millionaire. "Are you all right?" she asked softly, her voice carrying kindness that cut through the harsh laughter around her. The room seemed to pause, as if shocked by this simple act of decency amidst ridicule. The millionaire woman's eyes, initially startled, softened as she accepted the help. With the black-faced sister's guidance, she rose to her feet, steadying herself. A small sip of water was offered, a gesture of care that surprised not just the guests, but the woman herself. And then, in an unexpected move, the millionaire reached into her handbag and pulled out a small ornate key. Her eyes met the black-faced sister's with a mixture of gratitude and intrigue. "Take this," she said, her voice tinged with awe. "A little token from my garden. Something only those with a kind heart deserve." The black-faced twin's eyes widened. She accepted the key cautiously, sensing its significance, though she didn't yet understand it. Her white-faced sister, standing a few feet away, watched with a mixture of shock and disbelief. Her smirk faltered as she realized that the joke had completely shifted. The spotlight of admiration had moved to her sister. The millionaire woman's gaze swept across the ballroom, and for the first time, the crowd seemed to recognize her authority. Whispers replaced laughter. Eyes turned, some curious, some envious. The twins' roles, momentarily reversed in the eyes of the crowd, revealed the unexpected power of empathy. The rest of the evening unfolded under this quiet tension. The white-faced twin, usually quick to judge and mock, found herself in unfamiliar territory. Admiration and attention were no longer hers. She tried to mask her surprise, but the subtle frown betrayed her. Meanwhile, her black-faced sister moved gracefully through conversations, her kindness acting like a quiet magnet. People were drawn to her without even realizing it. As the night deepened, the black-faced twin couldn't help but notice how fragile appearances were. The millionaire's slip, the crowd's laughter, and her own simple act of kindness had shifted dynamics in ways she hadn't anticipated. Power and wealth, she realized, were nothing without empathy to guide them, and yet she felt no pride in her actions, only a quiet satisfaction that she had done what felt right. The white-faced twin, observing her sister, felt a flicker of something unfamiliar. Admiration mixed with jealousy, curiosity mixed with unease. For all her boldness, she had never seen her sister command respect and attention through genuine kindness. And in the luxury of that grand ballroom, where wealth often overshadowed morality, a simple act had begun to rewrite the rules. The key in her hand glinted faintly under the chandelier's light, a small object, yet heavy with promise. The black-faced twin knew this was only the beginning. What seemed like a small gesture tonight would ripple through the lives of everyone present, revealing secrets, testing pride, and perhaps even changing the very course of the twins' relationship. As the music played and the laughter faded into polite conversation, one thing became clear. In a world obsessed with wealth and power, kindness was the most unexpected form of strength, and the black-faced twin had just proven it. The black-faced twin held the small, ornate key in her hand, feeling its weight both literally and metaphorically. The golden glow from the chandeliers reflected off its intricate carvings, and she couldn't help but wonder what it could unlock. The luxury party, which had been buzzing with laughter and whispered gossip, now seemed to hold its breath, as if anticipating the next turn in the evening's drama. Her white-faced twin, still smirking earlier at the millionaire's slip, now stood frozen in a rare moment of uncertainty. The smirk had faded. Curiosity and a twinge of envy had taken its place. She glanced at her sister, then at the key, her mischievous attitude giving way to a quiet, reluctant admiration. The room, filled with the city's wealthiest and most influential, had shifted its focus. The crowd now watched not for scandal, but for the actions of the black-faced twin, whose kind gesture had unexpectedly stolen the limelight. The millionaire woman, now standing with renewed poise, approached the twins with a warm smile. "You've done more than anyone here tonight," she said, her voice soft yet commanding attention. "Kindness is rare, and it's a strength few possess. This key, it belongs to something very special. Something I think you, dear, deserve to see." The black-faced twin's hands trembled slightly as she accepted the key. She had never been one to seek recognition, yet tonight felt different. The gift carried not just mystery, but a sense of destiny. "What is it?" she asked, her voice gentle but filled with curiosity. The millionaire leaned closer, lowering her voice so only the twins could hear. "It opens a secret garden, my private sanctuary, a place where wealth, status, and judgment cannot touch you. Only those with pure intentions may enter. And tonight, you've earned that trust." Her words hung in the air, almost magical, and the black-faced twin felt a mix of awe and disbelief. She glanced at her white-faced twin, whose expression had shifted from shock to a strange mix of intrigue and unease. The mischievous twin had never seen her sister inspire such respect and attention without trying. It was an unfamiliar feeling, one that made her question her own motives, her own laughter at another's expense. With a graceful nod, the black-faced twin excused herself, her curiosity and intuition compelling her to follow the millionaire to the hidden garden. The crowd watched silently, some whispering, others holding their glasses mid-toast, captivated by the unfolding story. The white-faced twin hesitated, unsure whether to follow or remain in the social spectacle she usually thrived on. The millionaire led them through a private corridor, adorned with rare paintings and delicate sculptures, each telling stories of legacy, power, and beauty. The twins moved silently. The black-faced twin attended to every detail, her kind nature absorbing the elegance without arrogance. Finally, they arrived at a door concealed behind velvet drapes. The millionaire handed the key to the black-faced twin. "Go ahead," she whispered. As the key turned in the lock, a soft click echoed, and the door opened to reveal a garden bathed in moonlight. The air smelled of jasmine and roses, and delicate lanterns floated along cobblestone paths. A fountain bubbled gently in the center, reflecting the soft glow of lanterns. The garden was a sanctuary of serenity, a hidden world untouched by the harsh judgments of society. The black-faced twin stepped inside cautiously, awe in her eyes. Every detail, from the carefully trimmed hedges to the fragrant flowers, spoke of care, patience, and love. She felt a sense of peace she had never known, a validation that kindness and empathy could indeed create their own form of power. Her white-faced twin followed reluctantly, curiosity overpowering her usual pride. She had laughed at the millionaire earlier, enjoyed the spectacle, but now she realized she had been blind. The garden was more than a gift. It was a reflection of values, a lesson that true elegance and influence could come from the heart, not just wealth or audacity. The millionaire watched the twins silently, a small, satisfied smile on her lips. She had chosen carefully who would witness the secret. And tonight, the black-faced twin had proven herself worthy. The white-faced twin, though shocked, began to understand that her own power, her charm, wit, and audacity could never replace the strength of compassion and humility. For hours, the twins explored the garden, walking among the lanterns, fountains, and secret paths. The black-faced twin felt a deep connection, sensing that this sanctuary was not just physical but symbolic. It represented the potential for goodness to flourish even in the midst of wealth, arrogance, and judgment. The white-faced twin, meanwhile, grappled with her emotions. She felt envy, curiosity, and unfamiliar respect for her sister. For the first time, she saw the tangible impact of genuine kindness. Laughter could mock, but empathy could transform. It was a subtle, almost painful lesson for her, yet one that planted a seed she could not ignore. As the night drew on, the millionaire handed each twin a small note, delicately folded and tied with ribbon. "Read these when you're alone," she said. "They contain insights into what it truly means to lead with grace and understanding." The twins accepted the notes, their hearts racing with anticipation. The return to the ballroom was quieter than their entrance. The crowd, previously filled with gossip and mockery, now seemed to watch the twins with renewed interest. The black-faced twin moved with quiet confidence, carrying herself not with pride, but with an aura of empathy that was impossible to ignore. The white-faced twin, silently observing, began to reconsider her usual behavior, her laughter now tempered by reflection. By the end of the night, the twins had experienced a transformation. The black-faced sister had learned that small acts of kindness could ripple into profound consequences, earning admiration without demanding it. The white-faced sister had begun to understand that audacity and mockery might gain attention, but they could never match the respect earned through genuine compassion. As they left the luxury party, the garden keys safely tucked away, the twins shared a quiet moment of understanding. Words were not necessary. The events of the evening had spoken louder than anything could. The black-faced twin had shown courage, empathy, and grace. The white-faced twin had witnessed the power of kindness firsthand, a lesson she would not soon forget. The night had begun as a display of wealth, status, and laughter at another's expense. Yet it ended with revelation, reflection, and a subtle shift in the twins' relationship. The black-faced sister had proven that true power lay not in arrogance, but in compassion. The white-faced sister had realized that sometimes the most important lessons were learned quietly, through observation and introspection. And so, under the glittering chandeliers and the soft glow of the hidden garden, the twins stepped into a new understanding, one of laughter tempered by empathy, one of pride tempered by humility, and one of power measured not in wealth, but in the ability to touch hearts without seeking applause. In a world obsessed with wealth, status, and appearances, it is easy to forget the true value of human connection. The story of the twins at the luxury party is more than just a tale of contrasting personalities. It is a reflection of the choices we make in moments that matter. The black-faced twins' simple act of helping a fallen millionaire woman demonstrates that kindness is not just a gesture. It is a force that commands respect, inspires change, and leaves a lasting impression. True strength is not measured by laughter, audacity, or the ability to dominate a room. It is measured by the willingness to act with empathy, even when no one is watching. In this story, while the crowd laughed at misfortune, the black-faced twin chose to act with grace. She did not seek attention, approval, or reward. Yet, her action created ripples far beyond the immediate moment. The millionaire recognized her sincerity and entrusted her with a gift, a key to a secret garden, symbolic of the doors that open when one leads with compassion. On the other hand, the white-faced twin represents a lesson in self-awareness. Her initial amusement at the misfortune of another reflects a natural human tendency to judge, mock, or revel in the failures of others. Yet, witnessing her sister's genuine empathy and the profound impact it had, she began to understand that mockery may entertain, but cannot inspire or create meaningful influence. The story illustrates that admiration and respect are not gained through arrogance or attitude, but through the consistent practice of kindness, humility, and consideration for others. The secret garden in the story serves as a metaphor. It represents the inner rewards that await those who choose empathy over ego, compassion over mockery, and understanding over pride. While material wealth can impress and status can command attention, they cannot replace the respect earned through genuine human decency. The black-faced twins' journey highlights that acts of kindness often go unnoticed by the majority, but they resonate profoundly with those who matter and with the soul of the doer. For the audience, the moral is clear and actionable. In life, opportunities to be kind present themselves every day, whether it's helping someone in need, offering support without expecting reward, or simply choosing patience over judgment. These small choices define character far more than outward appearances, loud words, or social power. The story encourages viewers to reflect on their own actions and consider how they can make empathy a guiding principle in their lives. Ultimately, the tale of the twins reminds us that true influence and power are born from compassion, not mockery, from empathy, not ego, and from love, not pride. By choosing kindness in moments of opportunity, we not only uplift others, but we elevate ourselves. The black-faced twins' courage to act and the white-faced twins' eventual realization together teach a timeless lesson, that genuine goodness has the power to transform lives, shift perspectives, and create a legacy far richer than wealth alone ever could.